Yes, 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 Etsy family. I hope you guys are well. Guys, for today's video, I'm going to go through a fantastic niche finding strategy. Now, I've got many strategies, but this is a really good one that I like to use. But yeah, I like using Everbee. I keep saying it. The link is below. Free access. Try it out for free. See if you like it. But it's absolutely necessary to have some kind of research SEO tool if you want to thrive on Etsy. But I'm going to go through this process, and you can actually apply this to any product that you're looking for, whether it be print on demand, whether it be digital product. It doesn't matter. It's just literally a process. So check out my process and do a follow along if you want. Like I said, try it out for free so that you can actually follow what I'm doing. Okay. But it's a really cool strategy, right? But as usual, if you love Etsy products, you have creating, researching, listing, and all of that great stuff, then please hit the like, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you can get more of my videos in your feed, guys, where I go through loads of strategies. Anyways, let's do this. So check it out, man. I've just typed in a product, and it's called a tumbler, right? I'm going to break it down, mate. Now, the thing is with this, what's really nice with Everbee as well, just so you know, is when you type something, just a word, it gives you other possible words that are related to it. Now, what's nice is Everbee will give you the monthly searches, and that's a nice bit of information, so that you know, for example, a tumbler accessories, for example, has a search of 1,178. You know, it's just good info to know. The thing about Etsy, the research is probably the most important thing if you want to be able to sell properly on Etsy. If you don't get that right, the rest doesn't matter. It's not going to work. You have to get the research right. You have to find those unsaturated niches, the ones that has the best potential to actually make the sales. It's as simple as that. It's as raw as that, man. It's as raw as that. Check out all my videos, my playlists on how I go through various processes. But if you don't get your research right, forget everything, right? So this bit is really important, and there's loads of ways of doing it. So niche finding. Now, when I click Tumblr, obviously, it's absolutely ridiculous, right? And then what I mean by ridiculous, you know, the results are just, you know, pointless. So yeah, when I typed in Tumblr, you know, the results are crazy. Look at that, 1,613,000. It's just crazy. You're not getting into this unless you niche down. And this is what I mean. So it's not just about what niche you want to get into. It's about sub-niching, and sub-niching sometimes further. So what I mean by sub-niching, now let's say a Tumblr. There are different sizes of tumblers. So already, once you're going on a, say, at one type of size, which I'll say the 20 ounce, right? That's quite a common one in the tumbler world, man. The 20-ounce tumbler, right? Let me click that. You are already, in a sense, sub-niching, right? You're niching down. So look, from 1,600,000, I've already gone to 806,000. Pretty much almost half, right? So, you know, sometimes you can, if you're doing mugs, you want to go on a 11 ounce or a 15 ounce. Again, that will niche down further. So what you want to do is you want to look at the product, and then if it has various sizes, you want to go to a particular niche, which again lessens the competition. And then you want to go to, so it depends on your product. If it has that, then obviously you want to niche to one of those sizes, let's say, for example. And then it's about your target market. Who are you actually targeting? You know, if you are going to be targeting, say, pet lovers, so you might do a sort of pet lover type of tumbler design, and then you might niche down further for dogs, and then you might niche down further to something like funny dogs or something. You know, like this is how you kind of go down and get sort of like target those less saturated niches. So let's carry on with this process, right? So you got to think about your market. At this stage, you got to think about your market. What's your market, right? Who's it for? Is it for people of faith, like Christian? Is it affirmation type? Is it going to be for animal lovers? Is it just going to be for people that love certain designs, like sunflowers, floral kind of designs? So you have to think about what your market is, because unless you know your market, you're not able to go into a kind of sub niche within that category. So that is really important. You need to already know what you're selling in your store, what kind of target market you've got, right? This is all part of the background story. Okay. Now, what I like to do is, like I said, I go to Everbee, and on the Chrome extension, which you can hook up really quickly once you've got your free access, you go to product analytics, right? So from here, I've got 20-ounce tumbler, like I said, which is a particular size of tumbler. I'll go to product analytics. Remember, this is part of our niche finding exercise. I like to, unless you know what your target market is, and some people don't, right? Let's say you don't. Then what you want to do is you want to go to product analytics, and then you want to just see and investigate what kind of 20-ounce tumblers out there are selling well. And so if you have no idea what you want to get into with regards to your product, then this is what I suggest you do. This is the process. And so what I would tend to do is I would tend to look at, I would sort it. So this is what you get. I would sort it by monthly sales, right? So from the highest monthly sales, you can see this top one is getting $30,000 per month, and it's only a 2-month-old listing. The information you get on Everbee is massive. So all of this is information, from product type with photos, shop name, price, monthly sales, monthly revenue, total sales, reviews, listing age, which is important, favorites, average reviews, views, shop age, visibility score, conversion rate. I mean, the info is total shop sales. It's so important to have all of this information, by the way, because this is what informs you to see what you're going to do. Now, I like to, if I didn't know like what it is that I'm getting into, let's say, as an example, I'm going to do 2-part with this, then I would tend to go to listing age of, 2 or 3 months max, maybe even 1, but I'll say 2 or 3 month listing age. Sorry, let me go to filter. Okay. So, monthly sales, monthly revenue, and I would filter filter my listing age, let's say 3 months max, right? 1 to 3 months, 3 months max. That means it's a maximum of a 3-month-old listing, right? Gives me a bit of leeway to see what's going on. It could be 2 months, which I could narrow it down to, but let's just say 3. Okay. So then now what we've got is we've got maximum 3-month-old listings for tumblers, 20-ounce tumblers. Now there's a few bits to do. What I might do very quickly is I might just sift through and just see what's going on. So you got these ones which are 1-month-old listing. Some of these are 1-month-old listing making over $3,000. Pretty cool, right? I mean, this just gives me an idea. Now, what this does, if I click this is a good example, right? This is a good example. If I click this one, right? Because it's a 1-month-old listing making $3,760, which is pretty cool. This is where you start getting some ideas about what could be some. If you haven't decided on your Tumblr type of niche, then you look at good listings, maximum of 3-month-old, that are already making good money, because this is a good hint that this is something potentially that you could get into. So look, this is a bestseller, boom. This is mum photos, and you can see that you can actually, this is almost like a personalized thing, a photo frame. So photo frames could be an idea which you could get into, where you might want to put images of your family or your mum and your kids, let's say. So potentially what I'll do is I'll look at those good listings that are making money, and I'll start like compiling a list, right? And then from there I might think about what niche I want to get into. So the sort of mum gift, if you like, niche might be something I'll get into, right? And I'll compile, let's say, a list of 10, and then it might be something I'll get into. But don't forget, you want to be able to stick to a niche. My advice is, if you're coming in new to the game, don't do a general store. Don't do a random general store, all sorts of things. If you're going to go into something properly, stick to it, understand it, know it, own it, right? That's my advice. So, for example, you might have a pet store, Etsy shop, everything related to pets. Or, even further, every Tumblr pet store, right? Pure Tumblr pet store. So in this case, it might be a mum-related Tumblr store, right? For example. So compile, say 10, and go for recent listings like I just showed you with Everbee, 1 to 3 3-month-old listings, so that you can see that these things are actually making money recently. Now, there is still more to do in terms of going to detail, but I'm going to leave it at that as a good step. But I'm going to return to, let's say you already know what your niche is, right? So let's say, for example, you already know that you want to get into a particular type of niche. How do you find those unsaturated ones? So let's say you want to get into 20-ounce tumblers for pets, right? For pets. That's your niche. Remember, that is going to be, let's say, the niche. What you're going to do now. Now, when I typed 20-ounce tumbler for pets, the results have drastically reduced to 12,852. Now, what I want to do, now that I know, let's say, what my niche is, for example, let's say you already know, you will start looking at the different, I mean, what I like to do is I like to scan and see what is selling firstly on the first 1, 2, 3 pages, just to get an idea, right? I might even start looking at various stores. So what I'll do is I'll go back to Everbee again. I'll go to product analytics really quickly, right? And so what I want to do is I want to obviously find a niche, a sub niche possibly within the pets tumbler ones. That's what I want to try and do. So 20-ounce tumbler pets obviously includes dogs, cats, and so on. This is actually quite a good one. This is a good one. This is a 5-month-old, slightly older than I'd like in terms of age, but 5 months is okay. It's making $752. So if I was to click on that, I mean, that might be something I might look at, potentially. But what it is it's going to give me a lot of clues. It's making $752. It's a 5-month-old listing, but it has a fantastic conversion rate. Look at that, 16%. That in itself is telling me that this may be a good idea to do. So I might go to the listing and then just study it. So what they've got is they've got these tumbler wraps. So they don't give the physical item. They're saying just the wrap that goes around it. And again, this seems to be something that's interesting that's happening, where you've got this pets frames. So you can actually put the image of your pets yourself, right? This is for you to do. But what there is you've got sort of these square gaps, right, in the design where you can actually fit it in, which is interesting, right? So yeah, it's like your personalized style. Again, we know that personalization is cool, custom is cool, and an Etsy algorithm is pushing it. The more you can do more personalized, custom within your niche, the better, I think. So look, it's an editable, Canva editable 20-ounce, making over $700. It's a bestseller, boom, right? So I would definitely, if I was in the pet niche tumblers, I would be looking at something like this. And then I might even go further and use keyword research. Well, there's a few more things I can do with the Everbee, which is fabulous. Actually, gives me more clues. Remember, this is like an investigation. You're getting clues. So 16% conversion is fabulous, right? Okay, it's fabulous. But then what I might do is I might go to Everbee again, use keyword research, and then I would kind of start looking around, seeing related keywords if it's still good. So I might do, I don't know, 20-ounce tumbler. I might do pet, all right? And then what's nice about Everbee, it gives you other related. Now, obviously that one is not really giving me much. But if I look at keywords, these are related keywords, okay, to what I've entered. And then what I want to do is I want to see anything that really stands out for me that could be possible that I could do. So what I might do is I might type in pet tumbler, right? Just keep it slightly open. I'm not going to go too deep into like what type, because I want Everbee to give me some related keywords, right? So here you've got down here, it's got all the related keywords to a pet tumbler, right? So I'm just going to go down the pages, just go flick through the pages. I can start getting a little bit more sort of detailed within this, but I'm not going to for now. I'm just going to see what they got, right? So what I might do is I might filter, I might add a filter. So I might say pet tumbler. I might actually write pet tumbler. That means I want Everbee to include only, words that have pet and tumbler, and just see what's there, because I just want to get an idea, because we need to still validate whether it's good. Now, already I'm already getting some hints about with the related word. Now look at this. Custom pets tumbler. This is what someone is typing in. Another one, custom pets tumbler. So 290 people type in custom pets tumbler with a competition of 6682. Now what Everbee does is it gives you a keyword score here. Okay. There's a keyword score. That means the higher the keyword score, the better. In terms of it's more unsaturated, the higher it is. Now, so I like to type in usually a keyword score of 100, because I think that's really good. But sometimes I keep it open, because even if the numbers are like 40, 50 and above, I'll still consider those as being, good potentials, right? So what you do is you just kind of flick through the pages of the related keyword scores, and just to have an idea and see what's going on. So pet tumblers design seems okay. Memorial pet tumbler seems an interesting one. Custom pet tumbler. So the other thing I'll say is when something repeats itself, when you see it again and again, for example, tumbler custom, pet tumbler custom, or personalized, things like that, then that's a very good sign, right? It's a good sign. That means that people are searching for it. Although even though the numbers might not be amazing, it's good, because if something's unsaturated, even though the search volume is not massive, it means it's a good chance of you getting into it. Now, so for example, this is what we've found basically. I mean, I might even start doing dog tumbler and then seeing what that gives me as well. But what I can see already is that the custom or the personalized kind of tumbler, which we can see there, seems to be a decent one to try and get into, right? It's enough for you to get on that first page, and I think that could work. So now I've typed in dog tumbler, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in, I'm going to click on the keyword and type in dog. Now remember, this is just one strategy that I use just to see if I can find. So right now, if I was in the pet tumbler niche, I would definitely start looking at these kind of custom, these personalized sort of designs, right? Which seem to be not too bad. Now, see, look at that, personalized dog tumbler. It's definitely something that people are looking for. Let me do a minimum of, I do a minimum of 50, just to get an idea. I can always increase. So keyword score 50 minimum. Look at that. The prime example of what I'm talking about. Photo dog tumbler. Photo dog tumbler is related to that custom tumbler, right? Where we saw that first one that was making money. So see, what happens is Etsy matches your listing to people that are potentially looking for it. So look at this, photo dog tumbler picture. Although the volume is not massive, this is something where you could definitely get into. So I can see now a bit of verification is verified that this is potentially a very good one to try and get into. So if I was into the the pet niche, pet tumbler niche, then most likely I would probably, and the reason why this is selling quite well is because there is enough demand for it to do these kind of picture tumblers for their pets, right? It seems like there is some enough potential to get into this market, because we've seen right now that there are good keyword scores in it around related to the words like custom pet tumbler and picture photo pet tumbler. These are all related keywords that point towards creating a product like this and being a good one, an unsaturated one to get into. So guys, that's one of my strategies to find those fantastic sub niches. I hope you like the video. Try out Everbee below, and I'll see you on the next strategy. Take care, mate. Take care.